What's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to share with you exactly what you need to do to get more views to your Airbnb property listing. Now, let's just jump right into it. I know a lot of you guys are here on the video because you're not getting enough views on your Airbnb listing, and I want to help you fix that so that you can get more bookings and make more money. Whether you host your own spare space, whether you're a short-term rental investor who needs to get more bookings to cash flow better, or whether you're a property manager that's managing other people's properties and just wants to perform better overall. By the way, shameless plug, links in the description down below for free trainings on how to get started with any one of those three paths if you're new to Airbnb and just want to get started, or you're looking to grow and expand. If you're getting fewer views than you'd like to be on Airbnb, good chances are it's costing you quite a bit of money. I've got other videos on this channel that are going to walk you through how to optimize your conversion rate, but what I want to talk about in this video is more some quick strategies that you can use to really boost the visibility of your property. Now, the number one trick is going into Airbnb and using their promotions feature. What this feature allows you to do is you can go and select a group of dates, whichever dates you want, as long as they're eligible for promotion, which generally most dates up to about 2 or 3 months in the future, depending on the property. And you can highlight those dates, and it basically Airbnb is going to tell you what it thinks that property should be priced at for those dates. So let me paint you a hypothetical. Let's say that you currently are pricing your property at $300 a night, but Airbnb thinks that the property should be priced at $400 a night. Then you're going to now be able to apply a promotion. If you discount your property by 25%, you're still at the exact same price that you started with. Because again, you're discounting off of Airbnb's suggested price, which in this example is 25% higher than your price. So we take that $400 price, you discount it by 25%, you've knocked $100 off, now you're back down to $300, which is exactly where you started. But in addition to being exactly where you started, you now have all these great perks and benefits having applied a promotion. So Airbnb is going to give you different perks depending on how big of a promotion you give. For 5%, 10%, 15%, there's going to be a different amount. For 15 to 20% or 25%, I think it is, there's going to be different promotions, different kind of perks you get. And then anything 25% or greater, you're going to get all the perks, all the benefits. And so these perks and benefits range from having slash-through pricing on your listing that's going to help improve conversions, to being featured in emails that get sent out to guests looking in your area for properties. So for example, if you're an Airbnb user as a guest yourself, you may have gone and actually looked for places to stay in a particular area when you were signed into your account. And then shortly thereafter, if you didn't book anything, you might have gotten an email with a list of different properties that Airbnb thinks you might like in that area. Now that's pretty cool because you are a person that is trying to book a property in that area, you have intent, and Airbnb is just serving you on a silver platter a few properties that you might actually really like. Now, if you want your property to be featured in one of those emails to one of those guests, then one of the things you can do to achieve that is to offer a custom promotion of more than 25%. So I don't necessarily recommend using promotions to slash your pricing lower than you would otherwise have it, but a lot of the time you can actually apply a promotion without it impacting the actual rate that you have, and now all of a sudden you get these additional perks that are going to get you a lot more views. Now, that's the best kind of easy, low-hanging fruit that you can take advantage of that really requires only about 5 minutes worth of work, and you're going to get some additional views. So if you want some added strategies, here's mine. The number one thing you can do after that is going to be a direct booking strategy. I actually recommend this for most people before expanding to other booking platforms because it's so easy to set up and it is going to make you money long term into the future and give you a lot more control over your property. If you're ready for it, it's a really good way to expand your visibility. Basically, what you're going to want to do is install something like a StayFi device at your property, which basically the way it works is if you're familiar with the way you access Wi-Fi login. When you're at a hotel, you typically go and input your name and email address, and then it gives you access to the Wi-Fi. Now, you can install a device at your property that's going to do a similar thing where it collects a guest's email address in order for them to be able to access the Wi-Fi. You can even turn on email validation to make sure that it's a real, legitimate email. And then that way, every single guest that stays at your property, not just the person that booked the property from you, but every single person at your property, they're all going to be giving you their email addresses because obviously everyone is going to be logging in to access the Wi-Fi. Now, the advantage of this is you can now remarket to these people. So you can set up an automated email sequence that's going to email them, for example, once a month with different promotions, different deals, different photos of your property, make it really attractive, and you can set it and forget it. Just leave it on autopilot. And the call to action on those emails will be for people to book some of the days you have directly through your direct booking website. So this is something you can typically set up very easily with most channel management softwares. For example, I use Hostway as my channel management software. And what's really nice about that is within a few clicks, I can easily set up a direct booking platform that's already integrated with all of my pricing settings, all of my calendar settings, everything. So it's really easy for people to just go there and book their stay directly with me. Now, the advantage there is that now I can price my property lower than what it would be priced at on Airbnb because I don't have to pay these big fees to the platform. And I can also then make more money because, again, I'm just not paying out as much to the platform. So the guest gets a better deal, I make more money, and I get a guest that's already stayed with me in the past who I know is a good guest that I want to have back in the future. There are other ways to market your property for direct bookings like Instagram, social media, all these things, but by far my favorite way is by collecting guest email addresses because it's very, very easy to do. It's very inexpensive. It can be set up on autopilot, so it's completely set it and forget it. And you get basically guaranteed to have guests that you actually are happy with, that you want staying with your property. So you don't have to worry as much about damages, things being lost or stolen, that kind of stuff. So that is another really great way to get additional visibility. Another kind of low-hanging fruit on the direct booking way of things is to do social media marketing, but it does take a bit more work. The nice thing about it is if you run something like a custom promotion where you invite some Instagram influencers out to stay at your property in exchange for promotion of it, then you can get some visibility without having to actually pay cash out of your own pocket. One of the strategies I really like for this is to have influencers out and have them all promote a giveaway so that you're giving away a weekend stay, let's say, at your property for free to someone within their list, within their audience. And in order to be eligible and in order to enter into the draw, they have to follow you on Instagram or do different things. You can even have it so they have to opt into your email list. And then that way you can then remarket to a whole bunch of people that inherently want to stay at your property. So yes, you are going to have the cost associated with having these influencers out. There's some work to do organizing the logistics of everything, and you're going to be giving away a stay at your property for free, but in exchange, you're getting a big lead list that you can then remarket to for all kinds of future bookings, which is really nice. Now, what I would probably do before that though, because it is a more involved, more kind of time intensive process, is start looking to launch on other platforms. My top two favorites outside of Airbnb are definitely VRBO and Booking.com. VRBO is generally better for larger properties that are more suitable to accommodate families or large groups of friends. Booking.com, on the other hand, is usually a really good call for properties that are more hotel equivalent. So think about your bachelor or one-bedroom apartments that are really kind of hotel equivalent. Someone would book them in exchange instead of booking a hotel. So those are the types of properties that will do well on Booking.com, and then others will do well on VRBO. And what you want to do is then expand to one or both of those platforms. If you do both, just don't do it at the same time because each different platform has its own kind of nuances. None of them are as simple and easy and straightforward to use as Airbnb. And so what you don't want to do is launch to a bunch all at once and make a whole bunch of mistakes and create a whole bunch of headache for yourself. Now, one thing to be really mindful of is that most different platforms outside of Airbnb, if you're using a channel manager, you're going to need to process your own payments from guests. It's not going to be directly done through the platform, which means there are just some learning curves associated with figuring out how to set up your payment processor, how to charge guests, what your policies are going to be, all this different stuff. You're also not going to get nearly the kind of insurance coverage that you do through Airbnb. So there are nuances. It's not as easy as just let's launch on another platform and then tomorrow we're going to start taking bookings in. Again, it does take some work. I would say it's definitely less work than running a custom promotion with Instagram influencers, that kind of thing. And it's going to give you good results long term. I've also personally found that VRBO specifically has really good high quality guests that are generally willing to pay a more premium rate for the property and are more likely to leave me a really good review and just be great guests to have at the property overall. So I tend to really like VRBO, and so I think it's a really good platform to expand to if you have the right type of property. Those are my top tips for specifically how to get more views to your Airbnb or short-term rental property. If you have any questions or any additional advice, any thoughts, anything you want to share, let me know in the comment section down below. If you liked this video, if it was helpful, if it was valuable to you, and just hit the like button before you leave the page here. It helps me out tremendously with growing this channel and getting these videos in front of more people. And last but not least, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. We post 2 new videos every single week here on the channel to help you improve your performance with Airbnb, be a better host, be a better investor, be a better property manager. So if you want to stay up to date with those 2 new videos every single week, just make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. I need to thank you all for being here and being a part of the channel and a part of this growth with us. So all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.